Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and this video will showcase the fastest cars that were added to GTA 5 in each year of its existence for both lap time and top speed. If this is the first testing video you've seen from me, check the intro video to the series to most likely have any of your questions answered, and be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on future testing of new vehicles added to GTA 5 and beyond, as well as checking out all vehicle classes in the playlist, all linked down below in the description and pinned comment. This video is brought to you by GTAcars.net, the #1 place for vehicle information for GTA 5 that I own and run. From lap times to tier lists and advanced metadata to informative articles, it's got everything that you need and more. Go straight there with the link in the description and pinned comment. So naturally we're going to be starting in 2013 with the Entity XF, which was the king back then for races and for lap time. In these clips I'm going to be showcasing the fastest car for lap time for that year first, and then the fastest car for top speed, which of course in 2013 was the Z-Type, not the Adder. The Adder has never had the highest top speed in GTA 5, it did for the supercars class back in 2013, but it was always 1 mile per hour behind what the Z-Type could do from Sports Classics when it comes to top speed. The Zentorno came along in 2014 and absolutely dominated for races. The Turismo and the Entity could still be used to some extent, but really the Zentorno was the king back then for a while. And for top speed, that was the Pisswasser Dominator, actually slower than the Z-Type, so we didn't get anything that pushed the boundaries in terms of top speed for 2014 or 2015 either, actually, as we'll see. For lap time first though, for 2015 we got the T20. It came along with the Osiris to dethrone the Zentorno at a very high price. I was always an Osiris man myself, but the T20 was a fraction quicker than that, and it was certainly the best that was added in 2015. And for top speed, that goes to the Shafter V12 with 126 miles per hour. And obviously you could see at this stage the mid 125 mile per hour and 1 minute lap times were the limits back then. But 2016 saw that concept go completely out of the window with the RE7B, which actually originally had a double effect from the downforce and got a 57-second lap time before they fixed it. And of course the 811, which broke the 130 mile per hour barrier for the first time, but had a terrible lap time with low grip. I remember the pain of trying to get that point across back then and explain to people that top speed isn't everything. But then things changed again in 2017 with the introduction of the rocket boosted cars, with the Vigilante being the only car here to top its year in both lap time and top speed. Not many cars even now have managed to beat the lap time of the Vigilante, but I'm going to start also including what would have been the quickest cars in the bottom left when you take out the boosted stuff. In this case it was the Wagner for lap time, and for top speed it was the Pariah, with that 136 mile per hour from the Pariah not being topped for many years. 2018 had 2 more boosted cars at the top of the spots, with the Scramjet being the quickest for lap time and the Arena ZR380 with its nitrous boost hitting the top spot for top speed. Removing those boosted cars leaves the Itali GTO for lap time and Toros for top speed in terms of the fastest cars that were added in 2018. Now 2019's fastest car for lap time is still the fastest non-boosted, non-HSW car today with the Emirates, while the Devest 8 was basically another 811 with great top speed but poor cornering abilities, just fractionally going quicker than the 811 with that 131.25 mile per hour top speed. Then 2020 gave us the open wheel cars, with the BR8 being the quickest of them all and remaining the quickest car in the game to this day for lap time. Nothing can touch its 54-second lap even now with all the HSW stuff, while for top speed we had the boosted Toreador, which didn't actually even beat the Pariah with that top speed amount, but you know, the Itali RSX was second best if you take out the boosts. Now 2021 wasn't particularly interesting when it comes to the fastest cars that year, nothing really moving the needle with the Ignis and the Xeno for lap time and top speed respectively, but to be honest I'd rather have additions that are balanced with what we've got already, rather than continually getting faster and faster. As you've seen though, the trend has definitely been on the power creep side. And that took a big step in 2022 with the addition of HSW cars. I will be adding the non-HSW cars here too in the bottom left, and a notable one here is the Weevil Custom for top speed, finally dethroning the Pariah for the highest top speed of a non-HSW boosted car. Took a long time for that to happen, but the Weevil Custom finally did it in 2022. And while the lap times for the HSW cars still haven't beaten what the BR8 can do, they did significantly top each of their respective classes by a big amount, like with the La Carouse here destroying the sports class with a 56-second lap. And of course the top speeds also took a massive jump to the previously unthinkable 150 and 160 mph range, pushed to almost 170 by the Stinger TT in 2023. 2024 gave us arguably the best all-round car in the game, with the Niobe topping the sports class for lap time, being only a 10th behind the weaponized Ignis in Supers and having a much better top speed. But the Banshee GTS pushed the top speed stats to the new heights, being the first car ever to break the 170 mph range, as the power creep has surely reached its limits, right? As we now turn to 2025, we get back to relative normalcy with the Suzume being in the top spot for lap time. Although when it comes to top speed, the HSW Tampa GT's 166 mph put it third overall in the game, just behind the Stinger TT and in the top spot for muscle. And these stats are obviously with only one DLC for this year. We've actually only had 15 vehicles released in 2025, so it remains to be seen obviously if the next DLC in December, which with any luck will be the last one for GTA 5, brings any more cars before the end of the year that do beat the Suzume or the Tampa GT, and maybe there'll be a few drip feed vehicles that will get added in 2026 as well. But obviously that's probably going to be the smallest selection. Obviously I will be testing everything as usual, so if you haven't already, subscribe with notifications on to get all the info as soon as possible, and even earlier if you choose to support on Patreon or become a YouTube member. But, you know, I hope you've enjoyed this little look back into the past. It's been quite a wild ride to see how things have developed, and obviously when you compare the fastest car from 2013 for lap time to the fastest car now, it's crazy the difference. But even if you took out the boosted cars, with I guess the open wheelers, they do have a bit of a boost, but it doesn't really give that much of an effect on a lap time like this. But even if you take out the open wheel cars and the HSW cars, when you look at the Emirates with a 57-second lap that still holds the fastest lap time for a normal car, if you like, that's still so much faster than what the Entity could do. So it's kind of crazy, and obviously with the HSW cars, the top speed difference is just staggering. And that's everything for this video. Please consider supporting on Patreon or become a YouTube member if you want to support this work and get some extra perks for doing so, such as early access to videos and other testing results. Also remember to read the description for more info, comment with your thoughts, like the video if you enjoyed or found it helpful, and subscribe for more. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.